with an assignment, you know, I could always kind of dip into getting a few hours here or there with the laptop away. With the exam, I think because it was my first one, everyone realised that, you know, I was under a little bit more pressure. Being able to look back on books and look up quotes and references, and being able to maybe take a break away from answering something and, you know, reset your mind and focus, helps a lot. So yeah, I think I definitely prefer assignments over exams. I suppose with other modules, and speaking with my tutor, I was trying to do too much too much study in big blocks of time. So with this one, preparing for the exam, it was little and often, as my tutor advised. Ideally, I would have a study group. There are a few people on the course that I could link in with and get a few hours done, but time constraints are huge in everyone's life at the moment. So I do an awful lot of individual study, but in saying that, family and friends have been extremely helpful over, especially preparing for the exam, by giving me time and space, and not demanding too much from me. Forum on the college website, where, you know, students in third year shared resources, shared materials, shared articles. There was one student in particular who I'm not going to name here, but I think he knows who he is, who was great at posting articles he found, and with that support, I was able to get some extra core reading done. The night before the exam, I was working till 9 o'clock, so I went home with the idea and with the plan to cram, to sit down and pull an all-nighter, but I realised that, you know, it probably wasn't going to be in my best interest to stay up all night trying to retain information on a last-minute basis, so I got an early night. I had thought to myself 2.5 hours for an exam was, you know, a long time, but once you get in and sit down and you've got your first question done, which took up the guts of an hour, you know, 45 minutes for 2 questions that you've got to try and compose in your head, isn't that much time. So yeah, I don't think I suffered too much with jitters. I was probably a little bit more animated and excited than I normally am. I think other people saw a few manic face expressions on the morning and throughout the exam, and definitely when it was finished. But yeah, I think it went okay.
And here it is.
Ah, sure, I'm a mid-50 student, haven't I? Grand. You know, happy considering, very happy considering I had no idea, you know, what I wrote. Yeah, 3 out of 3, nailed them. Yeah, it's a huge relief. I got my research exam result, or research module result, about a week ago, less than a week ago, and this today. So two in a week and 2 passes. You know, marks that I'm quite happy with, are, you know, a huge boost to morale. Yeah, couldn't be happier. This has really kind of put fears at ease, because, you know, I hadn't done an exam before, and, you know, the final exam of the year is social policy and legislation, and the fact that I've got this one and passed it, I suppose I'm a little bit more in tune with what I need to do, possibly to get a better mark in social policy. But yeah, this is fantastic.